Humza Yousaf described this as a coalition that was worth its weight in gold. He stood on a platform to continue it, and now that deal is broken. This week, First Minister jumped before the Green members pushed him. Even his nationalist colleagues don't trust him. Presiding Officer, I can confirm today that on behalf of the Scottish Conservatives, I am lodging a vote of no confidence in Humza Yousaf. He is a failed First Minister. He is focused on the wrong priorities for Scotland. He has governed in the SNP's interests and not in Scotland's interests. He is unfit for office. Shouldn't this be the end of the road for this weak First Minister?
First Minister.
Presiding Officer, the Conservatives are nothing if they are not predictable, Presiding Officer. And here is an opportunity for oppositions to show what they are really made of. Do they want to govern in the national interest? Do they want to come together with ideas? Do they want to collaborate? Or are they going to play, as Douglas Ross has demonstrated, political games? And they will be judged very poorly on that. If they want to be judged on the record, let me say it's a record that we and I stand very proud of. The fact that our actions will lift an estimated 100,000 children out of poverty. It's our actions that, of course, have seen the fact that we've removed peak rail fares from our railways. It's our action that has seen a council tax freeze helping households in the midst of a cost of living crisis. So I'll leave it to Douglas Ross to play the political games that he wants to play. And if he wants to put our record and his gut party's record on the line, let's do that. There's a general election coming this year, and I can guarantee you that the electorate will give the Conservative Party an almighty thumping, show them the door, and they deserve nothing less.
Number 2, Anna Sarwar.
Presiding Officer, in 2021, Nicola Sturgeon said the Butte House Agreement meant bold policy action on pressing issues. She told us it would mean a commitment to more affordable housing, a better deal for tenants, steps to accelerate our transition to net zero, and a focus on green jobs. But less than 3 years on, under his weak leadership, the affordable housing budget has been slashed. New rents are rising faster in Scotland than the rest of the UK. Climate targets have been abandoned, and the only 2 green jobs created, Patrick Harvey and Lorna Slater's, have now come to an end, just like the Butte House Agreement. But with this government's record of failure and incompetence, people across Scotland will be asking, why have only 2 ministers lost their jobs today?
First Minister.
Presiding Officer, Anna Sarwar asked me about a whole range of climate change-related questions. Of course, this is the week where we've just seen consenting and approval for the world's largest commercial round for floating offshore wind. It puts Scotland at the very forefront of offshore wind development globally. Let's also look at Labour's credibility when it comes to tackling climate change. They are, of course, the party that ditched their commitment to invest £28 billion in green energy, giving in to pressure from the Tories, risking squandering Scotland's immense renewable energy potential. Labour in Glasgow used to support a low-emission zone, then of course tried to stop it from being introduced. They teamed up with the Tories to oppose workplace parking levies. So whether it's at Westminster, whether it's at Holyrood, whether it's in councils across the country, Labour is guilty of not just the worst type of political cowardice, they are guilty of hypocrisy and, frankly, climate denial when the SNP is taking the action that is necessary. So I say to Anas Sarwar, we will continue to support and take action where necessary to tackle not just the climate crisis, but the nature crisis as well. Wouldn't it be quite something that, as opposed to opposing every measure we take to tackle the climate crisis, that Anas Sarwar actually supported it and demonstrated he's serious about tackling the climate emergency?